Alright, in today's hanging workout, I'm going to be doing my 60-second passive hang, then I'm going to do some single arm hang transitions, and then I'm going to do some single arm active to passive hanging. And I'm going to be doing some mobility and flexibility work in between sets. Then I'll get into my 5 sets of handstands, and then I'll finish with some flow work. And actually, this morning I had quite a bit of shoulder pain associated with my old slap tear. I just finished making a video of how I've completely fixed that shoulder pain in about 15 minutes. So I'll link that video at the end of this if you're interested, but I'm very happy to be armed with the knowledge that I've got now to be able to, have some real shoulder pain in the morning and just be able to fix it with some really good exercises so that I can crack on with my workouts. So I'm almost finished my 60-second hang. I'll get into my first mobility movement now. My first mobility movement, I'm doing external rotation of the hip, and I'm doing an end range contraction here, which is very hard to do. So I'm basically going close to the end of my range with external rotation, and then trying to pull further into external rotation, which is very hard. And then I'll just go into a little bit of a loaded stretch for the glutes. And I have to be careful with this one because I've got an old meniscus tear in this knee, and this can really hurt it. If you put lateral pressure on the knee like this, it can be really problematic. So I've got to really just take it easy when I do this. And I think that's like something that a lot of people can learn from is, you don't have to not do something because it causes problems. There's ways you can regress it so that you can still do it. Okay, now this is single arm transitions. This is a lot harder than a passive hang, so there's a lot of work to do between a passive hang and single arm hang transitions. So if you're a beginner and new to hanging, probably don't be planning on doing this anytime soon. I have to do a lot of work to get up to this. Who knows, maybe you get there quicker than me, but for me it took me a few years of work to be able to do this. And I've got some blisters from the calluses that I just shaved off yesterday, so it's a bit painful on my hand today, but it is what it is. You've got to try and be really passive down at the bottom here. So you're just hanging, which is tough because when you're hanging with one arm, your body wants to pull and hold you up. All right. Alright, this is the hardest part of the hanging by far. I'm really weak at this week. Okay, so this is a mobility movement. For me, it's mostly felt in the shoulders. Shoulder mobility has been pretty hard to develop after slap tears. So an exercise like this is an end range strength exercise for the shoulders. Of course, it works mobility through the whole body, and for some of you that don't have a good squat, this would be a real squat movement. Very tough. Oh, far out. I'm just going to do a deloaded version of this today. I just feel a bit stiff and sore. I think so. Normally I do about 5 or 6 reps on my feet, but today I'm just going to do them on my fingers, on my knees. Okay. This wrist prep and that I'm doing here, so important for handstands. One of the first injuries I got when I started calisthenics in my late 30s was a wrist injury from handstands. And it got so bad that I couldn't put any weight in my hand for almost 6 months. I was just completely unprepared for the load that goes through your wrists when you do handstands. And so now I do this stuff every day. So I always just get straight into that first set. So I'm doing free handstands today, but that first set is my warm-up set, and I do that straight after my wrist conditioning, just so that I don't waste time. And I'm very happy that, my shoulder's feeling good. Honestly, what I was feeling this morning, if I hadn't gone through my shoulder rehab and I didn't know what I know about how to deal with it, I would have gone and seen a physio. In America, you call them physical therapists. I would have had to go and see a physical therapist or physio for the pain that I was dealing with. But because I know how to, really sort of reset my my scapular stabilizers, my rotator cuff, get it all doing the right things, get my nervous system to just release the muscles and release the impingement, I was able to deal with it quickly and efficiently and get into a workout. And I've got some good blood vessel bruising there from the muscle scraping from my arm. So if I can do some good hold times, I'm only going to be doing 4 sets of handstands today. And I do have to make this workout a little bit shorter than normal because my wife's away. I had to drop my son at school and pick him up, so I've got to do everything myself. Means I get a lot less time to work today. So I have to just try and get this done so that I've still got time for my strength and flexibility workout this afternoon. Okay, here we go. Oops. Come on. Whew. Okay, that was good. Good for a first round. Okay. And then I just do, I like to do pancake and middle splits in between my sets of handstands because with my flexibility, and I'm not nearly as flexible as some of the influencers that you'll see on YouTube, but I'm flexible enough that the pancake is a rest position for me like this. I can, even when I'm not warmed up like I am now, I can still just flop down and let my upper body relax. So this gives me some extra time in the position, you know. If I do this every day when I do my handstands, that really adds up in the week. And I do some contractions, like I'm contracting my hip flexors here, contracting my quads, and then I'll just come up and go into a middle split. Never push it with a passive stretch like this, especially when I'm cold. Well, you know, my legs are cold. I haven't really done any leg work yet. And a few contractions so I can contract my glutes now and try to externally rotate my legs, contract my quads. And it all helps contribute towards your flexibility goals. You know, this workout is certainly not, I had to cut my mobility short. I only did not even a third of the mobility I normally do in flexibility work today. And yeah, that's it. That's all I did. That's all I cut short. And I won't be able to do all the flow. I won't have time for it. But, you know, I'm still doing something. I'm still getting a good workout in. Like this, compared to doing nothing, is so much more valuable. And that's why I always have like my minimum workout in mind. So I know that if I don't have time to do exactly what I intend to do, I don't have to think about what I'm going to do. I just turn up and do my minimum workout because I know what that is. It's really valuable. Woo! It's a funny journey, the old handstand. A lot of dreams die on the journey to a handstand. But you know what? I'm a lot better at it than I was a year ago. And I'm way better at it than I was 5 years ago. And I spent the better part of the past 4 years rebuilding myself after these slap tears. So anything like a handstand was always just something that I would touch here and there just to play around with, but I couldn't put good time into it for several reasons. Number one is that I needed to devote my time to actual rehab for my shoulders, I should say. Number two is that my shoulders weren't capable of handling the amount of load that you put on your body from doing handstands 6 days a week. And so my intention is that this year will be the first year that I do handstands 6 days a week consistently through the year, so that I can really work to unlock my handstand. All right, this will be my last set.